My child, stop and hear me. I am breaking through the noise around you, breaking through the thoughts that have been spinning in your mind, breaking through every distraction that tried to pull you away from this moment. Listen to me now with your whole heart. You have no time left. Heaven pulled you here on purpose. This is not a mistake, not an accident, not a random moment in your day. This is a divine interruption, a holy intervention, a turning point written into your story before you were even born. I am speaking to you now because something in your life is standing on the edge. And if you walk past this moment, the Entix blessing meant for you will begin to lift. My child, you felt something tug you here. You felt a pull, a stirring, a strange sense that you should not scroll away or ignore this message. That was me. That was my spirit reaching through the noise of the world to touch your heart and stop your steps. You have been asking for signs, for answers, for direction, and now heaven has opened its mouth to speak directly to you. You are not reading this by chance. You were brought here because heaven has something urgent to give you, and something dangerous is trying to steal it from you. The enemy feared you would hear this message. He feared your eyes would land on these words. He feared your heart would wake up, that your spirit would open, that your destiny would begin to shift. He has fought silently, quietly, and visibly to keep you distracted, tired, numb, confused, overwhelmed. Anything to make sure you never reach this moment. But you are here. And because you are here, something in the spiritual realm is trembling. Angels are standing in formation around you, watching with intense attention. Heaven is leaning close, closer than you can imagine. Because this very moment is the doorway to change that your life has needed for so long. My beloved child, do not ignore this moment, or you will lose what heaven sent. I say this not to frighten you, but because I love you too deeply to watch you step away from the blessing that has been waiting for you. For too long you have been walking with weight on your shoulders that was never meant for you. For too long you have been fighting battles without the strength you needed, carrying burdens that were meant to be laid at my feet. You have cried alone, struggled alone, and tried to make sense of pain that seemed to repeat again and again. Heaven saw it all. Heaven recorded every tear. Heaven responded long before today. But the blessing, the breakthrough, the release, everything heaven has prepared requires your attention in this very moment. You have no time left to delay. No time left to keep ignoring what your spirit has been feeling. I have whispered to you in dreams. I have tugged at your heart in quiet moments. I have tried to get your attention through small signs, gentle nudges, sudden thoughts, unexpected feelings of heaviness or longing. You felt them, but you brushed them away, telling yourself you would think about it later, pray later, change later, surrender later. But later has run out. The moment you have been circling around is now. The window is open, but it will not remain open in the same way again. I am not speaking through fear. I am speaking through truth. When heaven opens a window, it is a sacred moment. When heaven draws near, it is a holy appointment. And you, my child, are standing in one right now. The air around you is shifting. The atmosphere is trembling, even if you cannot see it with your physical eyes. Angels are holding their breath, waiting for your heart to respond. They know what is at stake. They know the blessing that is hovering above you. They know how close you are to stepping into what has been delayed for years. You may feel a strange heaviness or a warm stirring in your chest right now. That is my presence. You may feel your mind becoming still or your emotions rising unexpectedly. That is my spirit, touching places within you that you have tried to hide. You may feel tears forming for no reason. That is your soul, recognizing truth. You may feel resistance, a sudden urge to move on or scroll away. That is the enemy, trying to pull you out of a moment he knows can break everything he built against you. My child, stay with me. Listen, this moment carries the weight of heaven. This moment is not like others. This moment will not return in the same way again. I have watched you fight battles you never told anyone about. I have watched you struggle with thoughts you didn't know how to explain. I have watched you hold yourself together when you were falling apart inside. You have been praying for relief, for direction, for clarity, for strength, and heaven has been answering. But the blessing that was meant for you requires your yes, your attention, your surrender. Now, I am reaching for you, and I need you to reach back. There is something coming toward you that the enemy wants to block. There is a shift, a healing, a release, a breakthrough, a restoration that has already been sent. But if you ignore this moment, if you walk away as if this is nothing, if you treat this as ordinary, the blessing will lift. Not because I do not love you, but because blessings are tied to obedience, and moments of divine timing must be honored. Say, I stand unshaken in faith. If you are trusting Him more than what you see, you have no time left for hesitation, no time left for confusion, no time left for doubt. You have wandered long enough. You have been attacked long enough. You have been waiting long enough. I am here to pull you into the place you were meant to reach, and you cannot afford to walk away. Heaven pulled you here on purpose. The enemy feared this moment. Your destiny leans on your response. This is the turning point your soul has been crying for. This is the invitation your prayers have been reaching for. This is the moment when heaven steps into your story and says, you cannot stay where you are. My child, this moment will not return in the same way again. But if you listen, if you stay, if you open your heart, if you allow my words to reach you, what is meant for you will begin to unfold. The blessing will not lift. The protection will settle. The breakthrough will form. The healing will start. The chains will crack. The darkness will weaken. Do not walk away. Do not close your heart. Do not treat this as another message. Treat it as what it truly is. My final call before the shift begins. Stay with me. Hear me. You have no time left. Heaven is here. My child, stop and hear me. I am speaking into your spirit right now with a voice that cuts through every distraction, every burden, every noise that has surrounded your mind. Listen carefully, for these words are not arriving by chance. Heaven pulled you here on purpose. You did not stumble onto this moment. You did not click by accident. You were drawn here by a hand greater than your own, because you have no time left to keep wandering. No time left to keep pushing aside the warnings your heart has already felt. The blessing that was meant for you is getting ready to lift, and I do not want you to miss what heaven has been preparing for you. My child, my voice enters your heart now like a sudden wind, shaking the spaces inside you that have grown numb, waking the places that have fallen asleep under pain, fear, or delay. You feel this moment differently, because it is different. Heaven has leaned close to you. Right now, the air around you feels heavier, quieter, more intense, because the very atmosphere is trembling with divine urgency. Angels are standing near, waiting, watching, hoping you will not ignore this moment. They know what is attached to this moment. They know what you are about to step into, or what you may lose. My child, please do not ignore this moment. If you do, you will lose what heaven has sent. I am not speaking these words to frighten you, but because love always warns when danger is near. Love speaks the truth even when the truth hurts. Love reaches out even when you have turned away. And right now, I am reaching out to you with a desperate tenderness, because the time for waiting is over. You have been circling the same pain, the same confusion, the same emotional prisons for far too long. Your spirit has been crying out for a turning point, and this is that turning point. This is the moment everything begins to change, if only you respond. The enemy feared you would hear this message. He feared that your eyes would ever land on these words. He was terrified that your heart would open even slightly, because he knows that once your heart opens, my power enters. He knows that once you hear me clearly, the chains binding your mind will begin to break. He has fought so quietly, so secretly, in ways you could not see, just to keep you away from this moment. He tried to distract you. He tried to discourage you. He tried to drown you in fear, in confusion. in temptation, or in whispers of doubt. He tried to convince you that you were too tired to listen, too deeply wounded to hope, too guilty to lift your eyes, too lost to ever be found. But you are here, despite everything hell sent to stop you. You are here, and because you are here, all of heaven is leaning in with quiet anticipation. My child, you feel something in your chest right now. A stirring, a soft ache, a sudden awareness that this is serious, that this is not like other messages. That is my spirit, gently touching your spirit. That is my presence brushing against you, whispering, do not walk away, stay with me, hear me. Pause, your support means so much to us. Our purpose is to spread joy and help you grow closer to God. If our work has blessed you, you can kindly support us through Super Thanks. For too long you have been walking through days that feel so heavy, nights that feel endless, and seasons that feel completely empty. Clear's throat, you have felt the pressure building up. You have felt the signs in your own soul, signs that you have been ignoring, pushing away, or trying so hard to explain. But your heart knows. Something has been shifting. Something has been stirring. Something inside you knows this moment carries great weight. This moment is not entertainment. This moment is not a coincidence. This moment is me. I have watched you try to carry burdens meant only for my hands. I have watched you silently crying in the dark. I have watched you pretend you were fine while your spirit was breaking inside. I have watched you hope for change, but fear disappointment. I have watched you pray with a shaking voice, not knowing if I still heard you. I have watched you say, maybe tomorrow, each time I nudged your heart. But my child, your tomorrow has run out. The time to listen is now. Heaven pulled you here on purpose. You were not supposed to miss this moment. I have opened a window over your life, a spiritual window that carries healing, clarity, protection, and blessing. But this window will not remain open forever. Spiritual windows are sacred. They appear at appointed times and close when the soul does not respond. That is why my voice carries urgency right now. That is why your heart is trembling. That is why your mind feels sharper, your emotions feel exposed, and your spirit feels awakened. You are standing in one of the most important moments of your life. I say this with all the love in my heart. This moment will not return in the same way again. I can visit you again. I can speak again. I can reach again. But this exact moment with this weight, this open door, this level of blessing hovering is unique. If you ignore it, the blessing will begin to lift. Not because I want it to leave, but because blessings cannot stay where the heart refuses to listen. My child, the enemy has been whispering lies to you to keep you blind to your own urgency. Lies that say you have more time. Lies that say you have already failed. Lies that say you are unworthy of blessing. Lies that say nothing will ever change. Lies that say I am far silent or disappointed. But my voice breaks into your spirit now to say, I am here. I am close. I am calling you with everything inside me. I am reaching through every barrier, every wound, every fear, every doubt to pull you back into the life you were meant to walk in. You may feel chills. You may feel a weight lifting. You may feel tears forming for reasons you cannot explain. You may feel warmth surrounding you or a strange pressure in your chest. This is not fear. This is not emotion. This is my presence drawing near to you, pulling you into alignment with the moment heaven prepared. My child, do not turn away. Not now. Not this time. You have ignored my whisper before, but this is no longer a whisper. This is a call, a warning, a rescue, a last attempt before the blessing passes and the season shifts. You cannot afford to lose what heaven has been holding for you. You cannot afford to delay any longer. Today, listen. Is greater than music is greater. The places inside you that hurt the most. Let me speak to the wounds you've hidden, the fears you've buried, the questions you've been too tired to ask. Let me into the places where your heart whispers, help me even when your mouth says nothing at all. This moment is holy. This moment is fragile. This moment is divine. And this moment is yours. Heaven pulled you here. Hell fears this moment. My love is calling you. And I say it once more with all the urgency of eternity. My child, stop and hear me. You have no time left. This moment will not return in the same way again. A maggiore di music is greater than, my child. Listen closely now, for I speak with a weight that heaven itself carries. This is not a gentle moment, not a soft whisper, but a holy alarm sounding across the depths of your spirit. Heaven has been watching you walk closer and closer to a dangerous edge without fully seeing the danger beneath your feet. Music. You have felt the heaviness, the confusion, the strange pressure in your heart, but you did not understand why. Is greater than music, is greater than you thought it was, simply life, simply stress, simply exhaustion. A maggiore di music is greater than, but it is deeper, it is spiritual. Heaven has sounded an alarm over your life because something sacred is at risk. Something precious is slipping through your fingers, and you have grown too used to surviving the storm instead of stepping into the blessing I prepared for you. A maggiore di music is greater than, my child. Blessings, answers, and breakthroughs have been hovering over your life. They have been near you, closer than your breath, waiting for your heart to align with my call. There were moments when you almost reached them, and peace almost touched you, and doors almost opened, and change almost broke forth. You felt that almost so many times, but each time hesitation, distraction, or delay pulled you backward. You told yourself, I will try again later. I will pray later. I will surrender later. I will listen later. Is greater than music. Is greater than. And each time you pushed my pull away, the blessing dimmed a little more. Not because I took it from you, but because your hesitation weakened your grip on what heaven was trying to place in your hands. My child, hear me. Heaven has sounded an alarm because you are running out of later. There is a blessing that belongs to you, written for you, shaped for music, you designed for you, but it has begun to fade at the edges because you have not stepped into your yes. It is like a light flickering, wanting to burn bright but starving for your attention. You cannot see it with your eyes, but your spirit feels the emptiness where fulfillment should have been. A maggiore di music is greater than, the tightness in your chest, the deep cry inside you saying, I need change, is the signal that heaven's blessing is slipping away because you have not firmly received it. Is greater than music, is greater than, and so I brought you here to stop the loss. I brought you to this moment so you would not walk past your own miracle. I brought you here to open your eyes to the danger of waiting too long. I brought you here to pull you away from the cliff you did not realize you were standing on. Is greater than music, is greater than. You see, only the battles that have been draining you. But heaven sees the blessing that is trying to reach you, and the darkness that is trying to claim the space that was meant for light. My child, this is why you have felt such pressure in your spirit lately. This is why the world around you has felt heavier, why your heart has felt restless, why your mind has felt overwhelmed, why small things have felt so big. Is greater than music, is greater than. It is because your spirit has been sensing the tug of war happening in the unseen realm. Heaven is pulling you toward life, toward blessing, toward purpose, and the enemy is pulling you toward delay, distraction, and spiritual numbness. Listen to me with all your heart. Hell has fought to keep you from hearing me because this message exposes its plan. Come, Jesus, fill every empty place, and let your love heal this heart. The enemy knows that if you hear me clearly in this moment, everything he built against you will collapse. He knows that if you awaken now, the blessing he has been trying to block will finally reach you. He knows that if your eyes open, you will see through his lies, through his traps, through his attacks. He knows that if you respond to me, you will break free from patterns that have held you for years. And so he fought you even today to keep you from this moment. He tried to fill your mind with noise, your body with tiredness, your heart with heaviness, your emotions with confusion. E maggiore di music is greater than he tried to make you numb. He tried to make you scroll past. He tried to make you believe that nothing would change, that these words are just words. But they are not just words. They are heaven's alarm sounding for your soul. This alarm is not to shame you. It is to wake you. It is to rescue you. It is to pull you back into alignment before the blessing begins to drift beyond reach. My child, the reason you feel the trembling in my words is because so much has been placed at your feet, and so much has been at risk of being lost. I am not here to punish you. I am here to pull you back. I am here to restore what hesitation has taken. I am here to recover what distraction has stolen. I am here to defend what delay has damaged. I am here to revive the blessing that is still yours, if you reach for it now. I have watched you come so close to the life I planned for you. I have watched opportunities hover around you like gifts, waiting to be unwrapped. I have watched relationships, ideas, dreams and doors begin to form only to dissolve when you stepped back into fear. I have watched you cry for what you felt slipping away, not understanding that the window was waiting for your faith, for your response, for your surrender. And that is why heaven is sounding this alarm, because the moment is now, and you cannot afford to walk past it again. My child, consider how many times you brushed off the inner tug that told you to get closer to me. Consider how many times you ignored the whisper, warning you that something was off. Consider how many times you said, "I'll change later," while life around you kept getting heavier. Consider how many blessings you felt were coming, then watched fade into silence. Heaven saw it all. I saw you through it all, and I have come to stop the bleeding of loss. You have been walking on a thin edge, too tired to keep going, but too afraid to surrender. And that edge is dangerous. It is the say, where hearts grow numb, where faith grows dull, where blessings begin to drift, where destiny pauses. I could not stay silent. I could not let you wander further into shadows you were not meant to enter. So, heaven raised an alarm. Angels moved into position. My spirit reached through the veil between realms, and I spoke your name into this moment. I shook you awake, because you have reached a line you were never meant to cross. Child, I need you to understand something vital. This alarm is not punishment. It is mercy. It is protection. It is intervention. It is me stepping between you and the enemy's plan. It is me standing in front of you saying, "Enough. Stop walking blind. Stop drifting. Stop delaying. I am here, and I am pulling you back." You are not reading these words alone. My presence surrounds you now. You may feel warmth on your skin, pressure in your chest, or tears rising unexpectedly. That is not emotion. That is spiritual truth touching the deepest part of you. This is not just a message. Is greater than, music is greater than. This is rescue. Blessings that were fading can return. Doors that were closing can reopen. Strength that was leaving can rise again. But you must listen. You must respond. You must take this alarm seriously. I am not here to frighten you. I am here to save you from losing what heaven has prepared for your future. I am here to stop the loss. I am here to reveal what darkness has been planning behind your back. I am here to expose what the enemy hoped would stay hidden. I am here to tell you that your destiny is still alive, still reachable, still waiting, but it is hanging by a thin thread of time. My child, heaven is speaking loudly, because heaven loves you deeply. You are too valuable to lose. Your purpose is too great to waste. Your future is too bright to let darkness dim it. That is why this alarm is ringing in your spirit. That is why my voice carries such urgency. That is why this moment feels different from anything you have ever felt before. This is rescue. This is mercy. This is your turning point. Listen to me, my child. I brought you here to stop the loss, my child. Open your heart as I speak, for what I am about to reveal is something you have felt but never fully understood. You have wondered why the battle around your life has been so intense. You have questioned why your mind has been under attack, why your emotions swing without warning, why discouragement comes suddenly, why heaviness appears without reason, why peace feels fragile, why hope rises one moment and collapses the next. You thought it was just life, just stress, just weakness. But it is far more than that, I tell you truthfully. Is greater than music. Is greater than the enemy has been watching your destiny with jealousy and fear. He has seen what you cannot yet see. He has seen the light that I placed inside you the moment I formed you. He has seen the calling written over your life. Is greater than music. Is greater than, he has seen the potential that I planted in your spirit. He has seen the authority you would walk in if you ever awaken fully. And because he saw it, he targeted you. He did not target you because you are weak, but because he knows you are dangerous to his kingdom. He recognized something in you that you yourself overlooked. Strength, purpose, spiritual weight, a future that threatens his plans. My child, hear me clearly. The devil feared you would hear my voice today. He feared that this moment would find you. He feared that clarity would break through your confusion. He feared that the truth would expose his lies. He feared that love would undo the damage he tried to cause. He feared that you would finally wake up. Every attack you faced wasn't random, it was strategy. You have lived under spiritual warfare far deeper than you realized. The confusion that's clouded your thoughts, the sudden exhaustion that hits you, even when you've done nothing, the strange waves of sadness, the random anger, the temptation that appeared at your weakest moments, the discouragement that crushed your motivation, the unexpected heaviness that made simple things feel impossible. All of these were weapons formed in the spiritual realm. The enemy watched you move closer to a breakthrough. And each time you came near, he intensified the fight. Is greater than, music is greater than, when your blessing was drawing near, he sent doubt. When peace was descending, he stirred up chaos. When clarity approached, he sent distraction. When you began to rise, he whispered lies. When you grew stronger, he used people to win you over. When you prayed harder, he attacked your mind. When you reached for me, he tried to numb your spirit. He fought, not because you were failing, but because you were rising. My child, the enemy has studied your patterns. He knows what discourages you. He knows what slows you down. He knows what triggers old wounds. He knows which memories shake your confidence. He knows which distractions pull you away from my voice. He knows how to send emotional storms to drain your strength before you reach the place I prepared for you. A majority music is greater than he has tried again and again to exhaust you, because a tired spirit is easier to mislead. And you've been so tired, not because you were weak, but because you've been in a war you weren't aware of. The enemy feared this moment because he sensed something shifting around you. He knew that once you heard me speak the truth, his grip on your emotions would loosen. Once you felt my presence, the fear he planted would weaken. Once your eyes opened, his lies would lose power. Once you understood what was happening, he could no longer operate in the shadows. Music, child, understand this deeply. The enemy knows your blessing is close. That's why he fought you so hard. He saw the breakthrough in the spirit before you did. He sensed the openings I was creating around you. A majority music is greater than he saw the blessings hovering, the doors forming, the healing approaching. He saw the shift I placed in the atmosphere around your life. He saw the angels moving toward you with what heaven was sending. And so, he panicked. He launched his attacks quickly, not because you were losing, but because you were getting so close. The intensity you felt, that was the enemy scrambling, trying to delay you just long enough for the blessing to pass you by untouched. He tried to distract you until the moment closed. He tried to overwhelm you so you couldn't even lift your head. He tried to blind you with fear so you wouldn't see what was coming. He tried to silence your spirit so you would miss my voice. My child, this is why you felt those emotional attacks without any reason. This is why discouragement struck, even on days that should have been peaceful. This is why even the smallest problems felt so heavy. This is why you felt tempted to give up, to isolate yourself, to withdraw, to just let your hope fade. But the devil was not attacking your present. He was attacking your future. You were stepping closer to your breakthrough, so he threw everything he had at you. You were moving toward your purpose, so he tried to wrap chains around your thoughts. You were being drawn into my presence, so he tried to numb your heart. You were beginning to rise, so he pushed even harder to make you fall. But hear me now, my child. He failed. You are here. You are listening. You are standing in the very moment. He fought so hard to keep you from reaching. You have crossed the threshold he tried so hard to block. You have entered the place he feared the most, where you hear my voice clearly. Do you feel the weight lifting even now? Do you sense the pressure loosening in your chest? Do you feel the stillness beginning to replace the chaos? This is not your imagination. This is not just emotion. This is your deliverance beginning. This is your clarity returning. This is truth, breaking the chains inside your spirit. My child, you need to understand that the war raging around you was not a sign of my absence, but a sign of your importance. The more valuable your destiny, the more violent the attack. The more powerful your future, the more intense the opposition. The more heaven prepared for you, the more hell tried to destroy you. But what he feared, he could not stop. He feared you hearing my voice, and now you hear me. He feared you opening your heart, and your heart is opening now. He feared you stepping into alignment. This very moment is that alignment. He feared you waking up. My child, you are waking up now. Every single tear you cried in confusion was seen by me. Every heavy moment you endured strengthened your spirit far more than you realized. Every time you felt like quitting, yet chose to hold on just a little longer, heaven moved on your behalf. The enemy pushed, but you survived. He struck you, but you rose again. He whispered, but you did not fully believe his lies. Music, he tried to break you, but you remained standing. You think you are weak, but child, look at you. You survived attacks meant to destroy you. You survived seasons that others would not have made it through. You survived storms that could have swallowed your heart. You survived battles that no one around you even saw. The enemy is terrified, not of who you have been, but of who you are becoming. He knows that once you take my hand, fully his hold on your life ends. And that is why he fears this moment, because this moment is the moment you return to strength. This moment is the moment the veil lifts. This moment is the moment truth exposes darkness. This moment is the moment you begin to rise again. Music. My child, I want you to feel the shift happening now. Music. I want you to sense how darkness is losing its grip, how heaviness is loosening, how confusion is cracking, how the enemy's strategies are being exposed. You are stepping into clarity because I am speaking. You are stepping into freedom because my presence is surrounding you. You are stepping into your destiny because you have responded to my call. Do not underestimate this moment. Do not diminish what you feel. Do not question the stirring inside you. This is spiritual awakening. This is divine rescue. This is the collapse of the enemy's plan. And as you continue with me, you will see what the enemy saw long before you did, that you were born for greatness in the kingdom, that your life carries weight in heaven, that your destiny is too powerful to remain hidden. My child, open your heart as I speak these words with a deep sorrow that only heaven can feel. I speak not to frighten you, but because love must warn when something precious is in danger of being lost. Heaven has prepared blessings for you, blessings shaped for your life, blessings written with your name, blessings that have been waiting for your obedience, your surrender, your yes. But blessings cannot remain where obedience is refused. They cannot. Music, stay in a place where the heart keeps saying later, while life keeps drifting further away from my voice. I prepared these blessings with joy, watching the path of your future unfold with beauty. Watching the answers you prayed for draw near. Watching the doors I crafted begin to form in front of you. But as time passed, hesitation crept in. Fear rose up. The world became louder, and my voice became easier to ignore. Music and blessings that once hovered close began to fade. My beloved, I need you to understand something with all your heart. Blessing is not random. It is not an accident. It is not a coincidence. Blessing responds to faith, obedience, surrender, and the posture of the heart. When your heart leans toward me, it opens a pathway for heaven to pour out what it has been holding. But when the heart pulls away, delays, resists, or drifts, the blessing that once stood before you begins to step back. Type, "Guide my steps, Lord," if you're seeking His hand in your journey, and share this video